Let us pray. Almighty Heavenly Father, in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ, we are grateful again, Father, because you're God who makes every case we make it to us and be glad in it, God. And thank you, Father, because you're God who remains to be our God, oh God. We have no other God apart from your God. Your God who gives us victory, your God, and God who gives unto us a song to sing to you, the God of our life, oh God. And as ever, we found having this session of God of my high school, we gave you, oh God, and it all be to the glory and honor of your name. These are our faith that we have prayed in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 So, how are you, David?
I am good. I thank God. Yes.
Thank you very much for coming through under some short notice.
Anytime.
I don't know if it's my volume that's low.
I think I also need that ring light.
Ask them, we shall receive. And so, in which high school did you get to school?
I was in Mahaniam International High School. Yes.
It's along Long Road.
No, it's in the long thicker road. Just like Garden Estate Apple.
About the spelling of that school. Yeah.
Mahanaim. Just how you just the way you pronounce it is how it's spelled. Mahanaim.
Mahania.
M. There's an M at the end, yeah, meaning God's camp.
And so, how did you end up in the international school?
I honestly, okay, I was doing I was homeschooling before that, before I joined high school, and it was the American system, so my parents thought it would be like for me to go back to it for 4, and so I just went to Mahanaim. We found Mahanaim through a friend, and that's where I went.
Okay. So you are among the few privileged kids who get to be homeschooled. How was it being homeschooled? I usually hear about homeschooling that I hate helps families to bond and grow together.
Homeschooling for me was fun. Just the fact of not being in school, and because home was comfortable, so I enjoyed it. About family, my mom was a teacher, so yeah, she was the teacher and she was harsh. So
And so also on the homeschooling, did it not affect you in regards to like not interacting with other kids, you're all alone in your home? And it's not the way, how did you end up having friends or you not friends? That's part of life.
okay, how did I end up in a what school?
Did it not affect you in regards to not having friends to interact with, to play with?
No, it didn't actually. I mean, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think it gave me. I think it also increased my confidence because when I got a chance to meet people, I grabbed that chance with both hands. So I was like every time we go out, I just enjoyed meeting people.
Also, for you, it was always whenever you are about to meet people, you're always excited. Like I'm gonna meet people out there. That's the same way, like the way you watch movies, the way aliens come to the earth, and like meeting people, greetings, fellow people. And so, how was it whenever you told friends in your high school that I was doing homeschooled. What was their first reaction?
Uh, I don't even know if I mentioned it in high school.
Nah,
I
you
don't.
never told anyone.
I don't think. I mean, maybe because maybe the question never popped up, but because I was joining from like come on, another summer form one, so I think everyone was just excited. So we were just so happy meeting each other, new people. Then we just move on. Yeah, I don't think it was asked. And if I say it, probably I told one person or like a few people.
And I hope that one person was your best friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's really interesting. And so in the international school, school, what really fascinated you about being in that school?
Um, I think it was just getting for me, I think it was just a new experience, like in the sense of getting to meet different people from all over the world. I think that was very interesting and getting to know them and and who they are basically. Yeah.
So you met people of different faces from different races, all
Yeah.
over other places.
Yeah.
Did you feel as if when in my school studying at home that you missed that opportunity, and then now it was all happening? And did you feel as if as if you could have started knowing them when you were small, or did you consider it to be the right time?
I think for me, it was the right time because uh, whether I wasn't a very outgoing person, so uh, so I think that's kind of helped because I wasn't also trying to put myself out there, kabisa, like in terms of social life, but the few moments I got, I enjoyed them. So I don't feel like as if I missed out. I just feel like that was a different experience that I'm happy to chat about. Yeah.
Okay. And so, which language did you get to learn when you were in the international school? Because I'm pretty sure it was not Kikuyu and the language of Kenyans. In the which language did you get to learn when you were there?
Uh, I, I learned some Korean and and a bit Arabic. But then Arabic because that was nice because there was like you study the bad words. Those are the easy things. Those are the easy things to remember. So yeah,
And so, the first one you have mentioned is Korean. So,
yes.
did you have a girlfriend who was from Korea? Who motivated you to learn the language and make it easy?
Apparently, yes, I did. I did. Yeah, I actually did. I don't know if it was like an exchange program. I learned Korean. Teach me Korean. English.
And so, in mentioning of exchange program, did you like get the opportunity of going to other countries because of being in that school?
Um, yeah, there was an exchange program, but um, ca- uh, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened between that I never realized. But, was, but I never went. But I never went to
Have you watched the movie Wonder?
Wanda.
Yeah.
No.
Comment to you.
Obviously,
I should like recommend that movie to you.
I will find it. I will look for
And so in the movie Wonder is about a kid who goes to like people school, and so the best part of his life because he got with his mom, and then later on he got to go to like to join other people to school, and then he got the rest in school. He was like bright more than them, and he was finding his easy, he was understanding his very fast. And he did the same case with you. In that when you're in high school, why do you now top one?
actually. Wait. I actually have the question. Well, is it the background? Yako ama um, ati?
And my background steps.
Okay, then repeat the question because I haven't had the question.
So in that impression that movie Wonder, that thing was bright, last time things quite fast, and then it was like, yeah, it was bright in his class. And so he did the same case with you. In the high school, were you top one, top one, top one? And people are like, where were you from? And people are like, how do I look at the mass? Yeah.
Man, I think when I was I just had issues with studying, like especially I remember like two subjects, history and mathematics. Those were just like the subjects, but I wasn't top uh, of like
Top
okay,
one.
I was around there. I was around six uko 7, 5.
That's really nice. And so the times that you are top five, you're like five is the number of grace, when you're number seven, seven number of perfection. In that, why you
Nothing else.
and so being exposed to different cultures and different religion, how did it affect you spiritually in your Christian and your relationship with God?
Uh, but actually, the first time, like when I joined high school, I, wa- I used to be the guy I'm listening to Hope always, sijui or Truth FM, but then actually a few times and that kind of changed. Because I even forgot about Hope FM. I didn't even like just getting to try I don't know how I can put it, like it kind of went down like from because now it was like a new experience for me. So I was like, let me explore this. And yeah, my spiritual life actually kind of went down.
And so,
Not
how did you
went
you may say that again?
I'm saying not kinda, it went down. It actually
Did you reach the point that you became an atheist?
no, I don't think it ever reached that far because I was brought up in a Christian home. So hata kama my spirituality was going low, I still at the back of my mind I still knew who God was. I still knew who He was in my life. I still remember. I still knew that there is only one God, and that's Christ. So I maintain that.
And so when you are here testifying to us that your Christianity went down, did for the Islam, for the Arabs, did it go down or it was only yours?
Uh, I think it's only me. Now that you actually mentioned it, I think it's actually me because I found myself compromising a lot. You know, uh, I like if I know I was supposed to read the Bible at this time, but then a friend comes, hey yo, Davy, let's go do this. Let's talk. I'll find myself as in I just push that aside. I'm like, see, I'll read at home. Okay, I will just read at home. I will meditate at home. But then it kind of went like that, like Evo, and then later. I don't know. I heard the other day someone say compromise is like when the devil hears compromising. That I mean that's his language, and napenda vitu kama hizo like I'll just read baadaye. And then he's like, that's what I want. Yeah. Ilienda hivyo mpaka ikaisha.
Uh, but for me, as we are talking about it, in that it's coming to my attention of how, in that Christians are the ones who are usually like affected when it comes to being exposed to different cultures and religions. Unlike people from other cultures and religions, it's as if a Christian never knows what it is to fully be a Christian. And that for us is usually easy for us to put aside the ways of God, the commands of God, and the word of God. Whereas people in other culture and religion, they should like doing it all right. And they should like in groups together and having time to pray together. And so there's two fellow Christians who are out there in that get to live a life of always having a circle of believers who like you get to like remind yourself that you're a Christian and you ought to be doing things. Because people in other religion in that what helps them to continue on being true to their faith is they are meeting together like the way they can dress and wear, and they're like, you're one of us, let's meet. And so they really want God to help you get back to your walk with God.
If I don't like what helped me get back to my walk with God.
To like back to Radio 316 and Truth FM.
I was a very uh, I was a very loyal listener. As I remember, I call them a text song requests. I did record a Joanna Noam Jama like the presenter on that day. But what actually helped me was uh, the major thing that helped me was one, friends. I realized there are certain friends you can have or be around that actually make your spirituality go down. Uh, so I had to kind of limit myself and sometimes of how I used to interact with them, and also realizing that God, God has the best thoughts, or my good thoughts for me. Because you're gonna realize, those moments when you're like, I don't need God, and then something bad happens, and then you all of a sudden run back to Him. You're like, hey God, hey Maze, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but I kind of realized through all those mistakes, through all those times that uh, being in Christ was the best thing. Although sometimes, like when you're in high school, because you think you're missing a lot, you think you're missing the world. Uh, so I just have the realization that Christ has the best things for me in store for me. Yeah.
And in those moments that it was going down, was your mom able to like detect that by the way you're not like the child I knew in that what has happened? In that was she able to tell that your walk with God was being affected.
Yes, actually, my parents realized that, uh, especially when I don't know who, but someone told them that I saw your son smoking somewhere, and that was true. Apparently, that was true. So they kind of suspected until now. Ikafika at that point where, like, hey, I've seen your son smoking, or something like that. I don't know who, but uh, but yeah, it just kind of went like that until now. They had We had the talk, you know, uh, about certain things, and just realizing where you come from. Yeah.
And so let me major on that smoking. How was your first puff?
Tips. Uh, it was disappointing. Yeah, I know not many people will actually say that, but mine was disappointing because I was like, it was me and a friend, yeah, and I was so disappointed in the sense that I did not experience any effects. Like he was smoking and getting high, but me I remained the same. Apparently I wasn't leaving the ground, so I was so disappointed. I was like, this is all you guys do, or indo kitu mnafanyanga, like I'm not feeling anything, so I was disappointed. Yeah.
And so, which other drug did you get to abuse?
Hey. I think that was it. It was only this weed, tobacco, weed, tobacco, and shisha. That's the only thing. Like, I wasn't into drinking. Like, it was just nah. I was like, I wasn't into it, so I just kind of fell into this other side.
Even that other side is not that it was a good side. It was just a side of the same road.
But I will say
Yeah.
this. There's a time a friend went and bought like some and some spirits. Yeah. So he also wanted to try it out. And so we were like, okay, he has bought them today. So he hid them somewhere. So tomorrow we'll try it. We'll try them. And then Kesho reaches, and then we go where he hid them, and they were stolen apparently. So I thank God that, that never went down. Yeah.
And so all this was happening in the school compound, or it was after school.
After school.
So you used to work with a particular group of people at time.
Mm.
Was it well known in the school in that when you are being seen with them in school, did you feel as if we are the ones ruling this school?
But hey, senior, there's such a popular school, but and then I was like somehow I was like the funny guy. I was like a funny guy over there. And also very quiet. I don't know why. Yeah.
And so those groups of friends, were they your seniors or junior, or you're in the same class?
They were my seniors, but at that time they were my seniors.
Yeah, people usually, it's easy to succumb, and that is usually to agree with people who are your superior, in that you see as if, wow, I'm lucky. This guy wants me to be among them, and that they see a potential in me, and I don't want to let them down. I don't want to let them down. in that
So, people are
time. And so to each and every person who's out there in that, don't be found doing things so that you can be accepted by people. And at that time, you just start thinking, forgetting yourself, getting lost in their pain, getting lost in darkness. In that is usually good for people whenever you're in people of the same peer, in the people who are of the same peer, in that you think the same. And so each and every one of you is afraid to smoke, is afraid to take weed, and because of what your parents has told you. But those of whom are your superior, they're like, leave your parents alone. It's no problem. I've been doing this. And so you end up like them. And so, yeah, it has been a wonderful session. In that, I know there's a lot to talk. And so, but for tonight, we're going to come to a close there. Open my story, really. Really got excited. It's just a friend of that. And so, what can be your parting shots?
what are my parting shots? Hey, I think I'll just repeat what you said. Like you're the sense of like don't compromise yourself for other people. Mm-mm.
You're very short. Who expound?
Like what you've said, like uh how you would want to do certain things just to fit in, but then sometimes, most of the time, if not all of the time, it's usually detrimental to you, and you end up losing yourself. So don't, man. You're the best thing out there. You being yourself. Yes, I'm pia naweza salimia wase.
Before you're kusalimiana, because when you're interesting sana, Ebu, I would like you to share with us your best memory of high school. And acha nikupatie like 5 of my minutes.
Wow, that's the best memory of high school. Oh. Sijui kwa nini ukiulizangu hizi maswali, that's when they disappear.
Haitakuja tu.
My best. Ebu expound more.
That maybe you went for a funky, maybe you won a contest, and maybe you wrote a good letter to a girl, and that anything that usually like, I made it.
Wow. Best. For me, it's food. Honestly, it was the food.
Oh, the food you used to eat in that school.
That was just the. I think that's the only thing. Maybe, see, if this is part one, then part two, I definitely will have an answer for that.
Your part two is gonna be long, because I have many questions to ask you. So, unaweza tuma masalamu.
But I was joking, but you're serious. Okay. This anyone, everyone, anyone and everyone.
Sema kwa majina, acha wafeel vizuri.
But tuanze pale squad T2. My guys, my people from T2. Now salimia, unataka niseme as in like jina, name by name by name.
Si ati marafiki yako ni wengi sana.
I would have sipped and get slap apple. But yeah, but just hivyo tu, salimia kila mtu.
Sawa, poa sana. Thank you very much for being here. And that David is pursuing medicine, and then he ended up in Egerton. He plays music, he sings, and so there's quite a lot that David is gonna share with us. So look forward to.
I'm just warming up.
And this was just on a short notice. I've just texted him like an hour ago. I want to host you right now. Then he's like, sure, why not?
If there are any other shows, when you challenge, you can text me an hour before. I'll be there.
Okay. So Have a wonderful night.
You too, man.